What up, gents? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I'm your host, Shaun C. Sorry we got started late. I had to get some food. I'm sorry, y'all. There was no way I was going to be able to do this live stream and not eat. So, and the worst part about it was I made pizza. So I'm trying to eat this hot pizza and get ready for this live stream. I burned my tongue. Luckily, I got my little drink here. Ain't nothing crazy tonight. Okay. But I got my drink, got my brand new mug, got this brand new Stanley mug for my birthday. So my woman got this for me. I appreciate it. And I need to get a Saint sticker or a TSG sticker to put on here. But yeah, also uh this mug, if you want one just like it, keeps your drinks cold. You can find it down in the description of my videos, along with a bunch of other things that I use. So thank you all for being here this evening. Listen, I'm not going to keep y'all long tonight because um, honestly, I'm still kind of like recovering from my birthday. So I will say it was a good time. I got a chance to, hang out where I used to work at, and me and the lady went to my old bar slash restaurant and got to eat there, hang around some people that I knew. So it was a good time. It was a good weekend. We even went out this weekend and got to people watch. And actually, I picked the right nightclub too, because there was actually music that you can somewhat dance to instead of you know, that thumping all the time. Do, 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 do. Like that should have been in my head all night long. So great birthday. I actually kind of broke my diet a little bit. I'm talking about like I had a bazooki, I had like chocolate cake, I had a bunch of food, a number of drinks. So it was a good time. Listen, today's topic. Uh, I saw this video from Darius, and I was starting to look through, and I noticed that there are women still trying to, they're upset about not being able to find men. Now, we've already seen all that, but it's getting to the point where for some women, there's some desperation. And even though you might have good intentioned women, all right, I want to be clear about something when it comes to this. I want to be clear about something when it comes to this channel. And I had to tell somebody the other day, I'm actually for men and women like finding somebody that they're compatible with. I am. I'm not anti those things. I'm not trying to tell y'all not to date or find your person. That's not this channel. And if that's what you thought this was, then wouldn't that be kind of hypocritical of me, being that I have a girlfriend and been in a relationship for a while, right? So, but I've also been that guy that's been out there. And I can tell you that it wasn't easy to it wasn't necessarily easy to pinpoint that. I've met some good people, but to pinpoint someone that actually understands and gets you, it's pretty tough. So this is why we discuss these things. This is why I try to show you the behaviors. So that way, when you start to see these behaviors, you don't sit and say, you know what, I'm tripping. No, you need to go ahead and test that. You need to see what that's about. You need to see, is that the real person, or is that the facade, is as P like to say, is that her representative, or is that who she really is? Let's be real about something. Men and women, no matter who you are, whoever you show up as is your representative. You're trying to put your best foot forward. The real you is the you that can sustain over a long period of time in terms of how you date, how you behave, how you act, right? Um, this is why I say whatever you show a woman in the beginning, that's what she's going to expect. So if you're a flowers and candy type dude, if you don't do flowers and candy all the time, don't do it, because that you will set the expectation. All right. So We have actually I have a couple video clips, a couple videos. We're going to be reviewing a video by Darius M about titled "Single Women Are Exploding in Numbers as They Can't Find Men to Marry," and then I came up with another video that popped up in my timeline, and I can't remember the woman. I've seen her before on various social medias, but what she's going to explain is she's going to go a little bit deeper about the type of woman that she was and how she is upfront. Yes, I'm actually going to show you, gents, a woman that takes accountability before we get up out of here. Okay, so you're going to want to stick around for that. Again, I don't intend to keep you too long tonight, so I apologize if I can't get to everybody. Uh, just because I want to make sure that I can get some stuff done. But let me go ahead and real quick, I'm gonna run through some of these comments. I want to do a shout out to the gents because again, I cannot do it without you guys. I want to thank each and every one of you guys who are subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, we do this every week, or at least I try to as best as I can to get there every Wednesday, where you all join the conversation and be a part of it. The other thing is, I want to thank my members, the people who support this channel monetarily. Thank you for trusting and believing in me. Thank you for continuing to support the channel financially, and every little thing helps. So I appreciate it. Also, I want to thank the people who sponsor these videos, and that's people who donate to the super chat or the cash app. Okay. Listen, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not a big YouTuber. This takes a lot of effort to be able to continuously do for coming up on 6 years here in June. And so without your guys' support, I don't know if I could have done this as long as I have. So I just want to thank each and every one of you all for being here. And so let's see what we got up in here. All right. Preston. Yo, Shaun CTSG, big bro, homie in the Uncut City Peace. Preston, thank you for being here. I'm going to catch one of your comments. They expect the same man they say they don't want and disrespect to become a walking monkey, simp tool, pet wallet, chimp fool, and raise their wedlock mistake babies. All right, you got me on that one. Get your eat on. I did, man. I ate half the. I actually ate, I cut it into eights, obviously, and I'm already eating 5 slices. So it was thin crust, so I don't feel too bad. And it was vegan bread. See, I've been trying to do good, okay? I'm past the weekend. Your boy gonna get back to eating right. I went to the gym today, trying to do what I'm trying to do. Chris Turner is in the house. Shout out to Chris, man. Thank you for being here, man. Chris says, Dallas, Texas in the building. And I think you said, how about them Cowboys? You know what? I had to do that in my Stephen A. Smith voice. Y'all had a great draft. I got to give y'all credit on that. And that defense is looking crazy. I thought we were gonna take Caleb Downs. I thought we were gonna take him, but I'm gonna tell you that I'm not mad at New Orleans for taking Jordan Tyson. I'm not mad at it. He's a good young man. I think that having someone else who could be a number one receiver is going to protect us just in case Olave goes down. And I think that how do you guard both of them? You put your number one on Olave, then Jordan Tyson, hopefully, if he's as advertised, is good enough to take down your number two. If you put number one on Jordan Tyson, Olave is a skilled technician route runner. How do you take him away? And then we also picked up Bryce Lance, who happened to be the younger brother of Trey Lance. And that dude is, my height, maybe a little shorter, 204 pounds, running a 4.34. How do you stop all that? So, and then don't forget, you still got tall ass Devon Vele at 6'5". And so again, shout out to the Cowboys. Hopefully y'all have a good season. Edward, shout out to you. He said, what's up, people? What's going on, man? Shout out to our boss. Salute, gents, checking in the chat. All right, I appreciate you, our boss. I'm glad you're here. All right. Preston says, pizza's awesome, brother homie. Just don't burn yourself with negativity. I appreciate that. And then he says, happy birthday. Thank you so much. It was a good birthday. All right. Edward says, Shaun, you were right. The Chiefs picked a cornerback from LSU first because they got rid of Watson and McDuffie in the offseason. Yeah, the same dumb thing they did the season before. Yeah. Hey, listen, y'all have a shutdown corner, man, and at least you can say you lock down that one side of the field. The Saints have we have covered up a bunch of deficiencies that we needed. I still think we have a few things, but one of the things that people still like not certain about with the Saints is that cornerback position, like, that star position. Or do you move someone down to the star position, but then who do you place as the second cornerback? So at least when you take care of that, you got to get home. So shout out to y'all for that one. All right, I got a couple more and we'll get out of here. All right, we'll get to the start of the video. Once people show their true colors, believe it. That's right, Preston. Jamal, man, what's going on? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out, man. Shout out with that one, man. Megan Thee Stallion quits Broadway after breakup. Okay, so let me tell y'all something real quick before we get started with the video. Oh, hold on real quick. XL Pro, thank you so much for being here, man. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, man. He said, salute chat. And he also said, hit that like button. Yes, please hit that like button. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't think that like button means something, if y'all don't think the comments mean something, if y'all don't think you showing up and watching like at least 10, 15, 20 minutes of this don't mean nothing. Last week's live stream was probably like one of the best live streams I've had in a while in terms of you may never see my numbers hit hundreds and thousands like other channels, but the replay value, I mean, the thousands of people that watched after the show, absolutely impressive. So it all matters. Thank you so much. All right. Let me get back to this comment about Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not going to talk about that. And I thought about making that a topic, but there's a reason I'm not making that a topic. If you all don't know, I have another channel and it's called Partners in Crime. And that I do that show with P, right? Who comes on here. And so P actually brought that to my attention. He wanted to talk about some other stuff too. But I said, hey, okay, I don't know if necessarily agree about this Kardashian show you want to talk about, because a lot of us, we know the Kardashians are messed up. So it's not really news. It's kind of like why people don't necessarily watch Jada Smith and Will Smith stuff anymore, because you already know it's messed up now. She messed over him. It's done. But when he brought up the Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson, I was like, you know what? That's a good one. So tomorrow we're going to film that video. And I have another video already set to go. But what my intentions are, and this is why I got to get out of here tonight so I can do my other work and set up for that live stream, so that, or not live stream, we're not live on there yet, not yet. But once we do the recording, I'm going to create that video and put that video out tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed to the other channel, Partners in Crime podcast, Podnas, right? Podnas in crime, right? So go over there, subscribe to that channel. We are going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson and all the crap that Klay Thompson is getting for being a player. We're going to talk about that. So if you want to hear what our thoughts on that, make sure you go over to that channel and subscribe today. I'm telling you, it's going to be fire. All right. Listen, let's get to this. Now, I'm going to have to skip some parts because this is someone else's video that we're going to be reacting to. And there's something else I noticed. I think some of these clips that people are using are AI clips. It's crazy how many AI clips. Like, I'm going to show you real quick. I'll give you a good example. Let me put this up on the screen. Okay. At first, you would think, okay, she's using a filter. But when I look back here at this gas station, this up at the top, ain't no gas station I ever seen. And ain't no place that I know of got $1.75, nothing for gas. So I think this is AI. And when it is, I will call it out. But that's not the point of tonight's video. The point is there are real women that are on here and they're venting their frustrations. And off top, it's not my goal to necessarily just rag on those women, but to also look at the why, right? It's important to understand the why, and that's how we get better. All right. Again, hit that like button. And with that being said, let's get started.
Anybody want to split rent and take trips together and you can cheat? I don't care anymore.
Now, what's crazy is this is AI, I believe. But I'm gonna tell you that I've actually seen real videos with women saying that. Now, I don't know if that was just for clicks or likes, but some women are like, hey, I would rather just have my dude. And I know they say, well, you can go ahead and cheat. It don't matter. Let's just go ahead and get past these bills. And I'm certain some women feel that way because they're like, well, if you off doing that, then I ain't got to worry. It's like I'm getting my bills paid and you can go off and do what you want to do. All right. But you also have to understand something about women. A woman might initially be like, let's do that. You can go off and do what you want to do. But on the flip side, she might feel like, well, I can change him, right? That, yeah, he might want to do that now, but I can change him. And what Clay Thompson showed is that, yeah, you're not going to change a dude who don't want to be changed. Okay. Oh, Clay Thompson.
Where are the men who are looking for a wife?
Marry me, I can move to your house, I can have nothing as long as you are nice to me because I am too lonely. I really want to get married.
So I recently got friend zoned by a guy at my work.
So I got friend zoned. Tonight I finally got the courage to ask one of my guy friends out and admit my feelings for him. And I asked him to be my boyfriend, and he said no. He did not feel the same way for me, and he said that he just wanted to be friends.
Wait, that's wild. Hold up. I probably went a little early, but let's talk about that last one. Let's talk about this right here. Very rarely do you hear women talking about asking out guy friends and then getting friend zoned. You rarely hear that. It tells me that the guy that she wanted to talk to, she's been hovering in his orbit. And he's treated her just like a friend. Or maybe at some point, right? There's other stories that I've heard too, where you'll have a guy who initially shoot his shot, and then she's like, no, or she gives him the cold shoulder. He's like, okay. And then when that dude is able to find someone else to talk to, when he got his riz going and girls, want him, his time starts slipping away. He's no longer just that friend. He's a guy who got his own interests. Then they want to shoot their shot because they know that some other girl gonna take you off the market. And you have to understand something, ladies, in this situation. When we talk about, being in the friend zone, when we're talking about genuinely trying to see what's up with you, if you go ahead and put us to the back burner saying, well, you'll always be there, you got to understand guys today are like, hey, if you're my friend, you're my friend. You don't get to come back later. We're not about to change this scenario. You told me where I was in your life at that moment, and I have moved on. I'm not about to sit here and play these games. If you couldn't see my value in the beginning, why am I going to change that now? Where the guitar at? Well, he just can't catch a break, can he? Can't win for losing. Yeah. Who wants to deal with this shit? Absolutely nobody. Ain't courting this walking monstrosity. Preston. All right, I think this is going to click into the intro. Let's see. Oh, no, there's some more. Right? So the big thing that I want y'all to get from this is that, and usually, see how she's devastated about it? I don't think she devastated. If the dude was, this ain't a dude that was in her friend zone. This was somebody she was orbiting. And then he just looked at her as a homie. That's what I see. Let's continue.
said that he just wanted to be friends.
Rejected.
I have been crying all night.
I told this boy he could hit it if he could build my bookshelf.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
I want a boyfriend so freaking bad.
You know what
let me okay, there's the intro. I've heard women get online, gents, and I've heard them yell that exact same thing that, oh, I want a boyfriend. Ask them why. Have y'all ever had a girl say that? You're looking for somebody and you say, well, why are you looking for somebody? And it comes to the same answers. You know, I don't want to be lonely. I want somebody to do the stuff with. You know, y'all got to understand too, we're talking about this now, and there's a reason that I'm bringing this topic up now. So don't think this is not relevant. This is relevant because on the flip side, this is the season where women are getting out of relationships. This is like cuffing season is over. This is spring. Women are about to hit whatever version of hot girl summer is about to come up. You know, when me and my woman went out for my birthday weekend, and we were out in the club, and yeah, like the shit that some of these girls was wearing was just like, oh, it's that time of the year, you know. It's getting around that time where these women are going out and they scantily cladded, leaving little to the imaginations. All they suppleness is popping out of all these things, and the clothes is getting smaller, and well, they still big from the winter. You know, you got to deal with all this stuff. But right now, yeah, when summer comes, women gonna be on some other stuff, right? They're gonna be on, let's get out for these vacations and all this stuff. All right, let's get back to the video.
Because I pulled up 4, 5, I think even 6 construction workers in front of the convenience store that I was going in to get my energy drink. Not a single one whistled at me.
What did we just hear? What did we just hear? Did I hear that correctly? Hold up.
I think even 6 construction workers in front of the convenience store that I was going in to get my energy drink. Not a single one whistled at me.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's right, everyone.
Okay, this is gonna be funny. I'm gonna back this up because that's AI. The next one is AI, I think. But let's talk about this. What is going on? What is really going on? You are mad because dudes didn't catcall you? Didn't y'all say y'all didn't want that? Y'all said y'all did not want that. Y'all said that was unacceptable. Tell me how that's our problem now. And shout out to and matter of fact, I don't know how this woman is built or constructed. Maybe they didn't catcall or whistle or do any of those things because she isn't as attractive as she thinks she is. Again, remember, we are in a time where a bunch of women think that they're 10s. They think that they're higher up on the SMV scale than they really are. And so, man, let's, Edward, what you got to say? Why would they? So she can make a TikTok calling them creepy? Edward, that's a good one. Yeah. No, like, Edward, me and P had this exact conversation. We were talking about how difficult it would be to be a young person today. Because back in the day, you could make errors, right? I'm not saying make errors. I'm not talking about doing anything bad, but I'm saying if you messed up, you fell or whatever. Like I was at a pep rally, and because I was on the basketball team, and then so I dunked the basketball, and Everybody cheered, right? I was like, okay, I'm a jump. I'm gonna get further back, right? I'm gonna dunk from the volleyball line. Okay. So I go ahead, I get a running start. I jump from the volleyball line and I Sprite commercial. I don't know if y'all remember. Doom, I hit that thing, and I mean, I fell to the floor. The whole gym just erupted in laughter. The whole gym. Okay. Now, was that embarrassing? Yeah. I've had a couple people like, I knew your goofy ass was gonna do something stupid. I had somebody say that shit, okay? I was a bit of the class clown, and that was right on par. But you know what didn't happen, gents? What didn't happen was it wasn't on social media. You know? Like nobody's gonna remember the fact that I Sprite commercial that basketball. But had I done that shit now, man, it might have went viral. So I'm just saying this is absolutely correct. No, like dudes there, like, yep, I'm not trying to be somebody's TikTok bait, rage bait. I'm not trying to go viral for you wanting me to do some bad behavior. No, it's crazy. Fishnets and BBO regrets. She wants a boyfriend so freaking bad. How the F is she that she got? How the F is she that she got what she asked for? You mad that men don't want you? And then let's go. And then when we talk back about the woman who yelled, right? This woman right here yelling about, I want a boyfriend so bad. Again, you got to be careful because what women think that they want isn't necessarily what they need. And so ladies, I need you to understand that too often you all are like gremlins. Yeah, like if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the Gremlins. Okay, they're in the little box and they were just these cute little mogwais, right? They're all cute. Oh, that's cute little mogwais. But then they yelling and they making noise. They watching you eat and then they're making all this noise. And so they gremlins, they do what they gonna do. They cause havoc. And then when you give in to them, you basically turn them from them cute mogwais into gremlins. And that's what happens when you give in. That's what happens when you give in. Sometimes what y'all think y'all want, you don't need. Because what you think you want isn't going to produce the outcome that you say you want. And that's our job as men. Y'all need to understand that. Our job as men is to keep the balance. Y'all have to understand that. You have to allow us to do that. You have to allow us. You know what? I'm not going to say that. Gents, as men, our job is to understand that. And then we do what we do and adjust the way we need to. Because they're not going to use logic. Their feelings is going to run this shit. It's your job and my job to use logic to say, yeah, we're not doing that shit. We're not doing that. You know, I'm not about to allow my woman's feelings to ruin our relationship. Not about to happen. All right, let's get back to where we need to be. We got. What was that last? Oh, y'all got to see this one. This is kind of funny. Yeah, here we go.
To get my energy drink, not a single one whistled at me.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's right, everyone. I'm finally ready to settle down. If you're 6 feet tall and make six figures, DM me and you may just have a chance. Mom, there's no food in the fridge.
God damn it. You can't make this shit up.
That was so AI, but it was funny as hell. Hold up. Hold up. Let me see if I can get it. That is totally AI. But the point about this AI video is that what I love about this AI video is that you have these unrealistic demands. And I think it's important, especially for any ladies watching, to see the extremes, right? Hold on real quick.
Mom, there's no food in the fridge.
It's you want a 6-foot guy that's making, 6 figures, and he got to take care of you and all your kids. And look. Oh my God. Oh man. Let me catch this. JSU, what's going on? He said, never pour water on them, otherwise they'll replicate. Never ever feed them after midnight. I heard somebody say that too, right? Like, yeah, he treat women like gremlins. Yeah, he definitely don't feed them. He definitely don't feed them so they don't replicate, so they don't turn on him. I was like, that's insane. And then there's a gremlin. You know it's a gremlin that if she got so much makeup on that if it rained, she would turn to a different person. That's too much. Cute my ass. Gremlins are just dangerous as modern women. All right, let's continue.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
All right, I might have to take my own advice because right now I am so frustrated by the fact that like I can't see anything more with this guy I'm seeing. And he's a great guy. He's a great guy on paper, great guy in person.
All right. So I'm gonna fast forward. Let's hear the rest you got to say.
There's nothing you can do.
And I just don't understand why I don't see more with him. Like, what made me want to see more with my exes? Like it's so
Because your exes.
So I'm gonna answer. I didn't even watch none of this video, but here's what I'm gonna say about it. It all comes down to, like, if you're not a healed person, you're gonna continue to go for the same type of people. If you're not willing to look in the mirror and look at yourself and see your faults, you're going to always think it's everybody else. And then you wonder why you continue to pick the same type of people. Ladies, hear me and hear me well. If every dude falls into the same type of category, they do the same things, they fall into the same patterns, and they do the same thing to you, then the problem is you. The common denominator is that those guys might have been the same type of dude. Why do I keep picking these dudes? It's you. It is you all. And y'all won't take accountability for it. And then you think that healing is, I'm not gonna have sex for a month. I'm not gonna talk to any guys for 6 months. I'm only gonna hang out with my girls for this long. I'm gonna read books and make sure my face is moisturized, and I'm gonna take myself out on trips, and I'm just not gonna even think about men. But you never heal in that process. You all never take care of the underlying problems that cause you to have the same results. If you've been watching this channel, after I got into my car accident, I talk about my mom and my uncle who didn't speak to each other, but they had the same piece of advice. And even after the car accident, it had nothing to do with it. The car accident doesn't seemingly have anything to do with the advice that they gave me. But they understood something about me. They understood that the reason why I was having the same problems was because I kept picking the same type of people, in which they identified. Sorry, one second. In which they identified and told me that you got to make some changes. You have to change. What are you going to do? And then my little planner that I've written my 5-year plans in, That's when I started my 5-year plan. My first 5-year plan that I wrote in 2015 or before 2015. I wrote it December of 2014. And I've had a 5-year plan since then. I'm already through 2 of them. I'm on my 3rd 5-year plan. So what am I telling you? Gents, ladies, if you keep having the same shit happen over and over again, you can't keep blaming everybody else. At some point, you have to look in the mirror and say, hey, I need to change something. This ain't working. And for this lady here, ladies like this who said, I don't know why I'm not attracted to the good guy. Because you're not a good woman. You're not a good person. You all think that you all could take, get trains ran on you. You could date everybody. You could sleep with everybody. And you think there's not consequences for that? You think that you could just, well, if guys could do it, why can't we do it? Because y'all not us. You all are not us. And just like P and I talked about on Partners in Crime, it don't matter what y'all do. Y'all are trying to be us. You all are trying to be what you said you hated. And you're doing a terrible job of it. A terrible job. That's why we got these dumbass kids right now. Anyway, I digress, gents. I went on a little rant. I apologize. They don't want to see their flaws, only yours. Yeah. Let me get this straight. You put men in the friend zone, but get mad when he moves on. They do. Edward says because they like to trauma bond and live in chaos instead of pair bond to grow and build. Listen. Oh, I want to hit our boss says hurt people hurt people. Yes, all of these things. Oh, hell no, we ain't taking those. Listen, you all are absolutely correct on this. That's exactly it. Hurt people, and you trauma bond with people. Let me tell you, man. I've said how I've passed up on good women, and if I'm being real, again, like I said, I have worked on myself. I have no problem talking about this. I don't come on here on TSG Uncut and say that I did everything right and perfect, and that's why you should. I've never claimed that. This channel is about sharing how I fucked up in the past. Excuse my French, but hey, I've learned from it. The thing is, though, I don't make those same mistakes. I'm like Tony Stark. I'm not making the same mistakes twice. Okay? So, well, I'll say I learned from my mistakes. I ain't going to say about making mistakes twice. But point I'm trying to say to y'all is this. I had to realize that even though from woman to woman, it seems like they were different women, I was attracted to their trauma. Low key, part of me at some parts of my life was trying to be Captain Saver 304. Y'all remember that song by, I think it was E40? Captain Saver 304? Yeah, that was me trying to do that a few times. And I got burned by it. Here's the thing, and this is true whether it comes to dating these, trying to be that type of dude or in life. You can't save someone that don't want to be saved. So when this woman gets on here and emotionally tells you, I don't know why I'm not attracted to the good guy, she's telling you that she is not healed. Right? Listen, let's be real about something. Let's discuss this real quick. That's what this live stream was supposed to be about. Let's discuss something right quick. We're men. And there is something, this is what we kind of argue about modern women. Modern women act like they don't need anyone, right? Modern women say, I don't need a man. I could do it on my own. And so what's happening right now? What's happening? What's happening is us men are saying, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. All good. When I walk out the store, you're not gonna whistle at me or you ain't gonna catcall me? No, not gonna do that. When I'm at the gym, you're not gonna just stare at me. No, not gonna do that either. When I'm at the grocery store, you're not gonna. Nope. You ain't got to worry about none of that. You ain't got to worry about none of that. Ain't doing none of it. Well, then you weak, and then you this, and you that way. Oh, whoa. Where's all this sign language coming from? Where's all the sign language coming from? I am giving you exactly what you wanted. And that's the thing, gents. Before, we would take on some of these women with their flaws, almost like reclamation projects. Women do it to us too. Women will get a man and then make that her reclamation project. But let me tell you something about what I've learned. Again, I'm not perfect. I tried to take some women on as reclamation projects. And then you have to ask yourself, why do I do this? When you get to the root cause of it, it comes back to you. When you feel like you got to fix somebody, that's on you. You can't save anybody who doesn't want to be saved, period. Because they're going to reject you. They're going to resent you. And hell, if you stay there long enough, they're going to hate you. When it gets to that point, it's I almost dropped the F-bomb, but it's ugly. I think y'all understand what I'm saying. And that's kind of the problem that we're going to see with a few more of these women, and we'll get to where we at on time. Oh, man, I'm doing beautiful on time. We'll get to the second video, and I'll get y'all out of here quickly. I apologize for the shorter live stream tonight, but there's a specific point I've been trying to make tonight. Our boss says the lack of interest that we are showing them is hurting their soul like an MF. Yes, it is. The whole trauma bond is real. Them ladies are proof. Yes. Edward seconds that notion. And then I don't want you to think I forgot about this. The law of attraction of energy. One gotta be at a good place to receive the positivity. Absolutely. And it's funny because I did engineering. So this is true. Castle, I'm gonna get to you in a second. Thank you so much. I'm trying to make this point before I forget. That was the problem, gents. Ziggy, office 50%. Okay. That was the problem. That was my problem. My problem was that I was trying to be this good guy, trying to be this dude, but I didn't deal with the trauma that I had to deal with. I didn't deal with the fact that I was attracted to women with trauma. And if you're attracted to somebody with trauma or negative energy, that means something in you is negative. And you got to fix it. You can't expect, I'm going to get a good woman, but there's something in you that ain't right. Then it's not going to work. You can't sit there and say, well, I want a man to be like this, that, and third, but you picked a man who doesn't have character or values or morals, who isn't a real man. And then you wonder why he goes off and cheats on you, Megan Thee Stallion. But that's a whole nother conversation. Make sure y'all go over to Partners in Crime and subscribe to that channel. Because I'm telling you, when me and P started thinking about this subject, I was like, man, I got so much to say about this. And he's like, man, I got so much to say too. And we're like, yeah, we're going to make a video. Castle says, finally I caught another live joint. Yeah, Castle, man, great to see you. Thank you for the $5 holler, man. Hold on real quick. I want to catch y'all comments real quick because I see what y'all writing. But let me get Castle up here as the first sponsor of tonight's video. So I really appreciate you being here. I'm glad you was able to catch it. I'm sorry. I know I used to have more. I know I used to have set times that I would do these live streams, but the problem is during daylight savings time, I like to kind of do this when the sun is starting to set a little bit. You know what I mean? Because of the different lighting I like to use. So it doesn't always work to do it in full daylight. Though I don't mind, it means in the middle of the live stream, though, I gotta kind of do some adjustments. So I usually wait till it gets a little bit closer to dusk before I do the live streams. All right, thank you very much, Castle. I appreciate that. Let me catch these comments, man, because I see y'all writing it. Yep, I already saw that one. Shout out to Michael. He says, hello, what's going on, Michael? Great to have you here, man. Thank you so much for being here. Ryan says, chaos as an aphrodisiac. This right here, this statement, yeah. You ever, okay, I'm about to admit something else, okay? Have you ever had a point in your time where you actually was attracted to the crazy, the outgoing, or the fun girl? Here, I was. Yeah. That was me. I wasn't ready to just be sitting at home. I wasn't ready to do the adulting. You know what I mean? I still wanted to go out. I wanted to have a good time. And then at some point, you gotta hang them shoes up. Now I still go out. I'm always like to go out. But it doesn't mean I'm like hardcore partying. It doesn't mean I'm wasted. I'm not doing any of that stuff. You know? Me and my woman grinded a little bit together on because the music was really good. Not my favorite nightclub, but I would tell you that I would go back just because of the music. I don't know if I enjoyed it because there's only so many places to move there, but I did enjoy the music. I can't wait till they open up the new Blue Martini out here where we can have an adult place to be at. I miss that shit. Okay. Anyway, I was attracted to chaos. I can admit that. And then when I tried to get away from it, well, I was ready to move on, but the chaos wasn't ready to move on. And in some respects, that chaos is still dealing with the same problems from the past that they hadn't dealt with. So when I see this woman talking about, I don't know how to, like, it's not there, she's going through exactly what I went through. I took y'all all through that exercise to say what she's dealing with is what we go through too. The difference being is we're chemically wired differently. A man could be with a bunch of women and then cut that shit off and be like, yep, I'm with my woman. But what we're seeing now with modern women's day, gents, is that when they go out and they get ran through, they'll play housewife for a little bit and then they'll eventually get bored. They'll eventually say it's not exciting no more. This ain't fun. You ain't who I met when I first, they'll come up with every excuse it is. Because they can't get what they did out of their head. Their ability to pair bond for a long period of time is not the same as ours. And that's the problem. You have too many of these women trying to act like us. And you're not us, baby. You're not. So let's continue. She have more?
I had.
Oh, okay, he talking. Let's see. Is she gonna say anything else?
Getting emotional, but it's so frustrating. Like,
He's a great guy. He's like such a good guy, and it's like and then I don't see more with him. It's like, why? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what is wrong with me.
I told y'all. I just told y'all. I just went through it. So I'm going to transition. I'm going to find my other video because what I want to show you guys, and again, I don't have to play a lot from this video that I found, but I want you to hear this woman speak because she is going to, did I save it? Oh, please tell me I found. Shaun, did you save it? Did you not save it? Okay. I have a plan. I have a backup plan. We're going to go to my history and I'm going to find that video. I'm sorry for the delay. I found it. Boom. Boom.
Choices.
Okay.
I just want to know.
There we go. All right, let's listen to this woman and we'll get up out of here. We'll take a few more comments, but I want you to hear this. This is a woman who's actually going to take accountability. And listen, accountability is for all of us. If you want to see the change, you're going to like you got to take this level of accountability that this woman is about to take. You have to be honest with yourself. Even when that honesty makes you feel foolish. Even when that honesty, ladies, makes you feel like less than. It's not saying that you're less than. It's just saying, yes, you should have some remorse. You should feel a certain type of way. That's not a bad thing. That's the motivation to change. All right, I got the video up. Let's transition there.
I just want to know, when are we as women going to take accountability for the men that we choose and the things that we like? A lot of us women, we do not know how to choose a good man for nothing.
You know what? I'm sorry to stop it there, but I say that all the time on this channel. I say it all the time. Women choose poorly because they choose with emotion, not logic.
And we have good men approach us all the time. Most women that I know, most women that I meet, we have all had experiences where we had a good man. We had somebody who would have treated us right, loved us right, cared for us, provided for us. That is, if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a woman to attract that. Most women that I know who actually are worthy of having, they have had somebody cross their paths that would have been good to them, that would have appreciated them, that tried to love them, myself included. Hello, myself included. I've had it happen many times throughout the course of my life. I woke up from that a long time ago, but I will never for a second not admit the fact that I used to be one of them too. But at a point, you have to wake up and take responsibility for your choices. We have to take accountability for the things that we like and the things that we dislike. A lot of us women, we think, oh, the men who actually come at us the correct way, we see them as not a priority. We don't prioritize them. But the ones that dog us out, talk to us like crap, we give them so much priority. Why do you think a lot of y'all are sleeping with the same men? You're sharing men because y'all like the toxicity.
Facts, big facts. And shout outs to her.
Yes. Let me say that this is why I played this video clip. I'm not going to play anymore. If you want to go check out that video, it's called I Get Why Good Men Are Walking Away, and it's by Beast Mode Smooth, I believe, okay? But I wanted to play that because I wanted y'all to hear, ladies, gents, this is the level of honesty that every individual has to have with themselves. If you continue to find yourself in the same type of relationships, eventually you got to look within and say, what is wrong with me that I keep selecting these type of people? Now, I'm going to admit that you could be in a place that that's just the way the people are, that you're just not compatible with where you're at. Listen, I grew up in New Orleans, okay? And when I lived in New Orleans, I had a different type than I do now. Like I sort of had a type, but when I lived there, you got to understand, I left as a very young man to go to the military. Well, my taste in women it evolved. I'll say that. But I will say that Louisiana got a certain type of woman, okay? And you got to be ready for that type of woman. Now, since I've traveled and since I've lived in different places and met people from around the world, my type has changed. My taste have changed. And after having realized that I had to do the work, I realized that the thing that I used to like, I don't like no more. I'm not even attracted to it. That's why women who were like the women in my past, they don't even come up to me no more. They don't even give me the attention that they used to give me back in the day because we're no longer compatible. And one of you all talked about energy. I think it wasn't Edward, then it was our boss, but you talked about energy. There you go. The law of attraction of energy. My energy changed. Who I attract, who doesn't, who wants to be in my presence, who doesn't, all that shit changes once you actually do the work. And it's to the point that when you start removing those toxic elements out of your life, toxic women don't want to be around you. It's enough to make you feel like, well, damn, I used to have it. I used to have it like that. Why am I not like getting that attention? And it may not be you, it's them. I actually had a woman tell me, she was like, yeah, baby, you got your shit together. I can't. I'm like, what? How did you stem that? You got your shit together. It just ain't gonna work. And you know what? Here's the growth. The growth, gents, is I wasn't even mad. I couldn't even be mad at her because it was the truth. We had nothing in common. We weren't going to have anything in common because me being there was going to make her feel guilty about her toxicity. And her being with me is going to make me disgusted at her. Like, what am I doing? I'm not really attracted to this person long term. So when I come on here, it's just not a catchphrase anymore, even though it sounds like one. But when I say that we as gents have to work on our purpose, there's a reason. There's a reason I got to the point of saying, hey, I'm on the path now. And if a person isn't willing to go on the path with you, you might have to let them go. And that's not always an easy thing. But if they're not willing to walk the path, if they don't understand, if they're not willing to understand, if they're not willing to take that journey, that tough road that you're gonna take as a gent, you might have to let them go. Now that's me saying I want to be clear about something. I want people to have relationships. But I'm also telling you, don't put yourself in something that eventually that is destined to break up anyway, if you're not looking the same direction. So when you get back to this woman, I switched videos. God damn it. When you get back to that woman who was like, I want a boyfriend, and she yelling into the camera. because it was just for looks, just for the likes. Why do you want a boyfriend? Are you looking to pour into that man? Are you willing to pour into him so that his vision for, that will come to pass? As my woman told me, and this would change my mind, she was like, I'm looking to pour into your cup, not take away from it. And I was like, God dang, that was deep. That shit was so deep. I was like, okay, I brushed it off. But when I had time to sit and it got quiet and really think about what that actually meant for someone to actually pour into your cup and not take away from it. Hell, she used the word never take away from it. And then I started thinking about past relationships. And I thought about how much I was pouring into their cup. And then it was like they could only pour a certain amount into mine, and it was too much after that. Or there's a point where you're pouring so much into their cup, it drains you. And they aren't equipped to refill you. They aren't equipped to fill your cup back up. So you're just in this relationship where you're drained. And I get it, ladies. You feel like, hey, I got to pick up his this and blah, blah, blah. And I got to do all these things. But you knew that when you got with him. Some of the things y'all knew when y'all got with him and you thought, I can change him. And that's why y'all judgment is compromised, because you're supposed to look at the entire character of the person. Is this a man generally of his word? Is this a man who's dependable? Is this a man of character, conviction, morals? And you worried about some goddamn drawers on the floor, which, gents, put your shit in the basket. Is that easy? So anyway, I like that the woman tonight, I like that this last woman decided to take accountability, because again, men now are completely different than a lot of us grew up seeing. Them old players didn't give a shit. You know, we've done things, we do things as men now for women that women back in the day didn't get. And yet they're still not satisfied. So you got to understand, ladies, from a male perspective, it's like, why did I just do all this stuff? Pookie, Ray, Gloctavius, and Felantonio can leave his drawers on the floor. He could take your whip. He can get money from you. He don't have to buy flowers and candy. And he gonna go wherever you pay for. And then you cry when he talks about leaving. You forgive him when he messes up. But you got a good man. And that's not good enough. So I'll take some more comments and we'll get up out of here. Shout out to, hey, Adam, what's going on? He said, guard your gate against the world chaos. That's right. You can't build a house on quicksand. That's exactly it. That's kind of what we've been talking about tonight. Person says, you're not the same as you were. Newsflash, you're not the sucker we hoped you'd be. Yeah. Adam says, can't have a bountiful harvest in toxic lands. No, the soil, right? Like, you can't expect a bountiful crop. You trying to plant seeds in sand. You're not going to grow no flowers. You ain't going to grow nothing there. Nothing will grow in a place that doesn't have fertile soil. Edward says, exactly. The seeds we plant become the fruits we harvest. Yep, absolutely. Edward says, continuing to pick the same type of women repeatedly means you have not grown any. Preferences change with growth. Absolutely it does. Yep. Our boss says she nailed it. Y'all got to wake up. Ain't nobody can wake up a dying soul but themselves. Exactly. We got to stop trying to be Captain Saver 304 for them. Many people choose the wrong partner in life. Absolutely. Or they're not willing to work through it. You know? Accountability isn't for the other person. It's the first step in your growth process to be a better version of you. Absolutely, Edward. Yep. And then, yep. So, all right, gents. Listen, I told you I was going to keep it short and sweet. I intend to have a video out on what today is. April only has 30 days, huh? Huh. Well, I guess there'll be a video out on Friday. I guess we'll do a Friday video. Depending on what I'm doing Friday, I don't know if we should have a jam session on in the beginning of May, but we'll see. Actually, Friday is May 1st. Oh, that's crazy. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff going on. I actually have a wedding to go to at the end of the next month, a month from now. So I have to figure a bunch of stuff out. But I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank First Friday. It is First Friday. God dang it. Yeah. Yeah. So that would be a good day to do a jam session. But I got to see what the schedule look like. All right. All right. Thank you all for being here again. I want to thank Castle for being tonight's sponsor. Shout out to Devin. What's up, brother? Great to have you here. Shout out to our sponsor tonight. Thank you to my members. As for the members, I'll try to do a members only video here soon. But I can't promise it'll be out before Friday. Okay. So, because I have some other things I need to work on right now. Thank you, Castle. I appreciate you. Yeah. So we'll have that. Make sure you guys check out the links in the description for the different things that we have here. And like I said, thank you all for being here tonight. And until next time, live your best life.